We are now going to use the Pythagorean Theorem to solve problems. The Pythagorean Theorem states that if I have a right triangle, or a triangle with a 90-degree angle, then I title this as a leg, this is a leg, and this is called the hypotenuse, and I know how the leg A, the leg B, and the hypotenuse are connected. Specifically, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. As a simple example, if I have a leg of 3 and a leg of 4, I can calculate my c squared by taking the 3 and squaring it, adding that to the 4 and squaring it, hitting c squared. So we get 9 plus 16 equals c squared, 25 equals c squared, and we take our square root. We're only going to look at the principal root because we're dealing with a real length, and c is 5. So that gives me a c of 5. And this can be used for all sorts of things, but the particular example we're going to look at is a guy wire. A guy wire is a wire that if we had a telephone pole and it's going to be blowing in the wind, we attach a guy wire to it to help keep it stable. And this works for more than just telephone poles. Anything that we connect up like this, any large pole, will have guy wires for it. And notice that we can form a right triangle right here with this as our 90-degree angle where the telephone pole meets the ground. So this particular guy wire is located 30 feet up and 10 feet out. Can we determine the length of our guy wire? Yeah, this is the same as our c. So our c squared is going to equal our 30 squared plus our 10 squared. Well, 30 squared is 900. 10 squared is 100. 900 plus 100 is 1,000. So this tells us that our square root of 1,000 is what we're looking for, or if we were to simplify that, 10 square roots of 10. Because remember, this will break down as 10 and 100, 10 and 10. 2 10s come out as a single 10, 1 10 stays in. Finally, if I wanted to, I could get my calculator and figure out what that was. 10 times 10 root 2 is 31.623. Notice I rounded to the nearest hundredth. And since it didn't specify, that's where we're going to want to round it. Just 3 decimal places, that gives a good enough explanation. And so that's how we can find, using the Pythagorean Theorem, the diagonal of any right triangle. Now this is also used for TVs, or if you want to cut a yard in half to make a rectangle into 2 triangles, all done the same way, all dealing with this diagonal and the Pythagorean Theorem.